welcome to your practice. I'm Stacey Fleming with the Yoga Institute, and if you're ready, let's get started. We'll start in a nice comfortable seat. Recommended to place a bolster or block underneath the bum. Allow the spine to grow nice and long and the thighs to rest down towards the mat. We will be using a prop to help support us in our pose today. So if you have something like a block or a chair, then I recommend having that ready at the top of your mat. So let the hands rest on the lap, close the eyes, and lengthen out through the spine as you settle into your body, into your breath. Taking these first few moments to really ground in, to find those nice full belly breaths. Today's practice is about balance. We can start finding that inner balance, that center within. Consolidating the energy towards the center of our body, into that breath. And stay with these breaths and bring some movement to the neck. Let the right ear find the right shoulder. And then tuck the chin, circle it down and around over to the left. And down around over to the right. And you can make full circles if that feels good in your neck, or just stay with those half circles. If you're taking full circles, switch directions. Just tuck the chin and let the head drop down, stretch the back of the neck. And then send the chin up towards the ceiling, stretch the front. And bring the head back to center. Give those shoulders a few little rolls up and back. And then ground the sit bones as you fan the fingers out to the side, stretch the arms, and on the inhale, reach them up, look up. Exhale, hands through heart center. Inhale, stretch the arms out and up. Exhale through heart center. This time, open the arms wide, spread the fingers, lift the chest, take an inhale, draw the shoulder blades behind you. Exhale, make fists as you draw the elbows down towards the belly and round the spine. So we inhale, open up. Exhale, curl. Two more. Inhale, open up, broaden the collarbone. Exhale, curl. Last one, inhale, open up. Exhale, curl. And inhale, come to sit. Remove that prop, and let's come into all fours. So really spread those fingers wide, make sure wrists are under shoulders, knees under hips, and the spine is long to begin. From here, let's flow through a couple cat-cows. So on the inhale, belly will drop, heart and tailbone will lift. Exhale, round the spine, let the head drop heavy. Inhale, cow pose. Exhale, cat pose. Inhale, cow pose. Exhale, cat pose. One more cycle. Inhale, cow pose. Exhale, cat pose. And then come back to center. This time you're going to stretch the right leg behind you. You're going to bend the knee and draw the heel up towards the ceiling. Try and keep the core strong and the arm strong. And then as you exhale, you're going to draw your knee towards that right shoulder. Drop it down to the ground, lift it back up and over. So making these big circles with the hips. So thinking about drawing the circle with the knee. Full breaths. And then switch directions. Go the other way. So you're drawing the knee underneath and opening it up. And then just release it down. And let's switch sides. So left leg's going to go long. Bend the knee, lift the heel towards the ceiling. Take a breath in, and as you exhale, just draw the knee towards that left shoulder Start to lift it up, around, and underneath you. So making these big circles on the other side. Trying to isolate the movement in the hip. And then you can switch directions. Last cycle. And release. Just take another cat-cow. Inhale. Lift up. Exhale, round the spine. And then curl the toes under, draw the sit bones to the heels, get nice and strong through those arms, spread the fingers, and start to lift the hips up towards the ceiling, your first downward dog. Readjust as you need, and you can pedal out the legs. Straightening one leg, really moving through that hip, and the other side. We want to try and keep those arms strong, opening the shoulders and lengthening the spine and tailbone up towards the ceiling. And eventually finding some stillness here as you draw the heels down. Take 2 more breaths. Knees can always be bent to allow length through the spine. And then look towards the hands and make tiny little steps all the way to the top of the mat. Once you arrive, hands on shins, inhale, half lift, lengthen. Exhale, fold forward. 2 more like that. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Last one. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Send the weight to the heels. Keep the knees bent. Engage the core as you roll one vertebrae at a time all the way up to stand. Sweep the arms to the ceiling. And exhale, hands come down through heart center. Bend the knees. Inhale, sweep it up. And then exhale, hinge and fold. Inhale, half lift, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Bend the knees, plant the hands, step it back. Find your variation of plank. You can always drop the knees. You can flow through cobra, or you take an inhale. Exhale, lower through chaturanga. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. Take a breath or 2 here. And then lift up the heels, ripple yourself forward into that plank position. Exhale, lower through. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Lift that right leg up towards the ceiling. Bend the knees, stack the hips. Shoulders stay level. Draw that knee a little higher as you anchor that left heel down. And then lift up that left heel, look towards the hands, sweep that foot forward. Pivot the back heel down, anchoring through the outside edge of that back foot. As you ground down, lift up, warrior 2. Okay, so this balanced position, Adho Chandrasana, half moon pose, this is an open hip. So we're going to think about keeping the body open towards the side. So you're going to start to shift weight into that right foot. Ground down as you just kind of hop that back foot in. From there, you can either take that chair, I'm just going to move a bit so you can see me, take that chair or nearby block. So I'm going to bring my hand down to this block, this right knee is going to stay bent, left hand's going to come to the hip. I'm going to ground down through this foot, start to wiggle this back leg in. As I ground down, hug in, I'm thinking about opening the hips towards the side and really engage through that top leg so you can lengthen out through the heel. I'm drawing in, up, and out. Eventually, that left hand can reach to the top of the ceiling. Side bodies are long, and as I ground down, lengthen out, maybe the hand can come off the block. Lots of core, lots of balance. Hold here, play, last 3, 2, and 1. Release that back foot if you can. Release the block, pivot the back toes, and flow at your pace. Meet in downward dog. Pause there. Find your breath. And then when you're ready, left leg's going to lift, bend the knee, stack the hips. Open it up. Drawing that right heel down, lifting that left knee up. Shoulders are level. 1 more breath. Lift that heel, look towards the hands, and sweep that left foot forward. Again, you're going to pivot on those back toes, anchoring through the outside edge of that back foot. I'm going to get that block ready as I inhale, rise up. Exhale, warrior two. Okay, if you're ready to play with that balance, again, you're going to locate that block or maybe a chair nearby. You're going to start to wiggle that back foot in. The block or chair will be just about a foot or so in front of you, off to the pinky edge. We want to keep that wrist and shoulder stacked as we lengthen up. I'm going to move a little more center. Okay, so ground into that left leg, hand on the right hip, start to lift up and out, up and out. Lots of engagement through that top leg, length through the side bodies, and we're really drawing that right hip up and open. As we find that length, as we find our balance, then you can always take the hand off the block. Right arm can reach to the ceiling. Breathe. Float here. Last 3, 2, and 1. Release that back foot down, rise up, warrior two, and then you can pivot and flow through at your pace. Meet in downward dog. One more breath. Bring the big toes to touch, let the knees drop down. Find child's pose, nice work. Rest. And then just walk the hands over towards that left side. Nice big stretch through the right side body. You can always take the right hand on top of the hand, or the left hand. Let the forehead rest. And inhale, bring it back to center and walk it over to the right. Again, big breath into that left side. Left hand come on top of the right hand. Forehead drops heavy. And bring it back to center. Walk yourself up and just find your bum. Come all the way onto your back. Knees can come into the chest. Give yourself a squeeze. Okay, you're going to take the hands on the knees and open them nice and wide. Big breaths to the inner thighs. And if you have the space, you can always take the outside of the feet, move into a happy baby. So really drawing the knees down towards the ground, but try and make sure that the sacrum, the spine stays heavy on the mat. So we're not lifting up the bum. Everything's level. And just release the feet, but keep them wide. Open the arms out like wings and start to let the knees windshield wiper left and right. So the feet are nice and far apart. Slowly dropping the knees to one side, then the other. And eventually let the knees just stay towards the left side and really allow that right leg to get nice and heavy, and take a few breaths into the front of that right hip. Shoulders are grounded. Feel a gentle twist through the spine. And then let the knees drift towards the right. This time the left leg gets nice and heavy. Big breaths into the front of the left hip. And bring it back. Again, you can always give yourself one more squeeze. And when you're ready, move into your final resting pose, Shavasana. So take up space, starfish out, let the shoulders rest underneath the back. The neck is long. And stay here for a few breaths, or as long as you like, in your Shavasana. to stay and linger. If you're ready to move, start to wiggle into your fingers, into your toes. You can roll out your wrists and ankles. And take a breath in, stretch long. And exhale, gently roll to one side and help yourself come on up to that comfortable seat. As always, we finish with hands at heart center, bowing the head, taking a moment for gratitude, appreciation of this practice, of your breath and the beautiful strength of your body. Bring the thumbs to the third eye. Thank you so much for sharing this time, showing up to your mat. Have a beautiful day. Namaste.